usually don't do these morning videos or car videos. I try not to do them on the regular channel. I try to save for the Patreon, or I try to get to the desk in general as much as possible. But this is one of the videos that have been eluding me, so I want to go ahead and knock it out. You know, women need to understand that men are men. You know, I'm going to divest, or I'm going to get with this type of man. And there will be some cultural differences on both sides when you interracially date. You know, I think it's a cultural difference when men start experiencing women. I really do. I think it's a lot. I don't know if I want to say a cultural difference, but there is somewhat of a difference once you really, you know, be with women. You know, some guys are fortunate to grow up with a house full of women and see how they really move. Some guys don't really pick up on it and deal with the, you know, the periods and the up and down mood swings and the emotional highs and lows they go through. But when you start dealing with a woman, you move in with her for real. That's a shock in itself. But you know, don't forget the real channels on the Patreon. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And like I continue to tell y'all, man, it's to the point where women have to understand it's the main ingredients in men are in all men. Same thing. The only difference may be how a guy wants you to cook for him. You know, what a guy wants from you, expects from you. That's all going to differ. You know, some guys, you know, may just want you to wash, cook, clean, and, you know, and that may be it. You may have other guys that be like, you know what, you know, you can stay and raise the kids, but you're gonna be my secretary, or you're gonna work for my business. You're gonna do this. You're gonna handle my calls. Or you're gonna do this, or you're gonna come work at the office or run the cleaning crew at the office. You know, some guys that want you to do a lot. They want you to work, raise the kids, and they gonna help raise. It differs. And what you find out with some women that get off track for a small period of time, you know, even if they stay at home and they just gotta hold the house down, they still miserable. They still depressed. And one thing I found out with dealing with depression in the past, once the number one ingredient of depression is boredom, stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Now I say the number one way to beat depression is go do something. Go work out. Go walk. Go start to plan your next move, your business. Start to write. You know, my number one thing was music. I would get to music. I would just listen to music. That would keep me preoccupied. You know, play the game. You know, research, read. But, you know, in its essence, men are men. Men want respect. Men want trust. Men want loyalty. Men want exclusivity, regardless. Regardless of these dudes screaming polygamy, they don't want to share their woman. They want to be polygamous and their woman be monogamous. Regardless across the board. You know, but men are men. So you can go get with Brad, you can go get with Glocktavius, you can go get with Lee, you can go get with Amir, it don't matter. A man is a man. Y'all be thinking, oh, they don't cheat or they pay for everything. You get over there and you find out that ain't true. That ain't true. You get to find out that no matter how much what was this facade that whoever put in your head that they treat you better, they are better. Men are men. And when they tie with your BS, they tie with your BS. Punani only goes so far. All men want cooperation. They want control. They want submission. You know, they don't want to opt. They want to, if anything, they want a partner. They want a teammate. They want somebody that's gonna follow their lead and trust their plan. They want somebody that keep themselves up, hygiene, stay in some type of shape. A woman with great mothering skills, patience. Somebody he can take into a business meeting or a work dinner, and they can speak well. They intelligent. They don't embarrass them. Somebody that's not gonna be ghetto and rah-rah on the internet. Every time something go wrong with somebody, they start beef. Somebody that prioritized them first after God, even over the children. That's what dudes want. That's not gonna change. There's only different cultural changes. And what other ethnic groups of women have found out about black men, that black women, it's just, when you get used to something, you think it's the norm. And they go interracially date, these other guys don't put y'all first. They don't spend money on y'all. The one guys that spend money on y'all is the dudes with money, with the tricks. That's it. It ain't tricking if you got it, ninjas. But if we talking about we keeping it a being, a lot of guys are finding out beauty only goes so far. The baddest chicks either got the lowest body count or the highest body count. There's really no in between with them damn near. And I know there's exceptions to the rules. But the highest or the lowest. But in its essence, men are men. And what they find out about the black man is the black man has been conditioned by black women to put women number one and pedestalize women first. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. And no other culture put their woman above anything else. A lot of times a woman barely might be top 5 in some of those Middle Eastern cultures. They treat them like fucking animals. And if women, really really study that Middle Eastern culture and some of them African cultures and stuff of that nature, some of the stories, they would be, and they some of them go overseas and they experience that, and they truly experience that, man, they'd be happy to be in America. And that's why when other ethnic groups of women get with American men, especially black men, they love it. Because black men have been conditioned to treat women like queens. In other societies, you just somebody I'm humping on that raised my children. You don't see much affection for them in public. A lot of the women in those Middle Eastern countries can't even talk to the young boys out of pocket. They gotta call the daddy and get the daddy to check them. They're not even allowed to check their own sons. So I really think American women need to understand how good they got it. Because guess what? Every dog has its day. Every great empire has fallen throughout history. The tables have always turned. At one point, Africa was dominant. Look at it now. At some point, the tables turned. So women, in America, we live in a matriarchy. Women don't think it is. They feel like they still fighting for equality. What can't they do? Only thing that's limited to them from equality is lack of feminine support or female support. Instead of pandering to men for female support, we all know. When I was coming up, why was the clubs free before 10? For women. They was free all night for women. And then, the men's line be like free before 10, and the men gotta wait for 20, they only let 5 men in. No matter if they was here at 8 o'clock, they letting 5 men in. Because they know once the woman was in the club, that these guys was gonna show up and spend $20 to get in the club because the women were in there. But women need to understand, men are men. Certain ingredients about men, it just depends on what type of man but certain ingredients stay there. The men that they want, not these men that I can walk off, that's not what they want. That's why you hear, I like a man that do what I say that do. And they get that man and they still not satisfied. They stay with the man that get them directions, that control them. Let's be real, that they submission to, they'll believe anything. They'll rob a bank. They believe whatever that man say. Whatever he say, they believe. He said, we going to the moon in a Pinto, in a Chevy Pinto. Was it a Ford Pinto? Whatever it was, they gonna believe it. So women need to understand, no matter if you go from white guy, Arabic, African dude, Puerto Rican, man, men are men. Men are men. If you deprive them of sex, every man is gonna go get sex somewhere else. If you're gonna give a nasty attitude, you're gonna make the house uncomfortable, he gonna go somewhere else. He gonna continue to put up with it, or he gonna move on. So y'all go around, thinking it's the difference between white, black. Remember, we did that video on that girl, that Vesta girl, where she said that she was telling women that dating white guys is no different than dating anybody else. Men are men, and black men treated her better. Now she want to come back to the community. Remember I did that video? She's a very beautiful young lady. Now she want to come back. Y'all don't hear the way Becky be talking about Brad. you know, in private, and how Brad be talking about Becky, they go through the same problems we go through. Believe it or not. And they got the power. They go through the same stuff we go through. Guess what? They just don't discuss it in public. They go have drinks with the Brads and they'll talk about their wives and throw them under the bus. The Beckys that have their little wine and book club and throw their husbands. It's the same. It's the all women and men do the same thing. The lingo might be a little bit different. The spaces might be a little bit different. It might be painting with a twist for black women. It might be a wine and a book club for white men, for white women. For black guys, it might be going to the sports bar to watch the game. For white guys, it may be the same, or it might just be going to the man cave, the same thing, watch the game. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same. We all had the same discussions, same complaints, everybody going through the same financial crisis. It's the same thing. They got single motherhood problems over there, child support problems over there. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same issues. Men are men. A lot of times it starts with you as a woman. Being honest with yourself as a man, being honest and knowing, hey, guess what? Do I want to be a wife? Looking up the duties and the responsibilities and really studying the Bible and the vows of being a wife. Do I feel like I can do that? And if not, and you can't do it, most of them, just be a side chick or just be in the streets. And that's what y'all really, a lot of y'all want. That's fine. Everybody's not built to be a wife. Everybody's not built to be monogamous. Just know once you can't do it, don't expect it. And don't mess up good men and other good women who expect that. Don't mess them up. Stay out the game. Just let them know right now, I'm just looking for friends. I'm looking to kick it, nothing serious. And the people who dating to marry sincerely and not dating for help or dating for help for their kids or dating to get out of financial debt, let them go out there and marry and date and be successful. It's okay. You can have a life partner that you kick it with for the rest of your life. Y'all might, okay, we just chill and kick it. That's fine. But men are men, women. And don't forget that. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, join the Patreon. There's only a link in the description.